Okay, so here I am in another video about my DAWless for cheap series of videos. Today I'm just going to be concentrating on the circuit tracks, the Novation Circuit Tracks and the Roland SP 404A. Just talking about how these two can work really well together. In fact, even if you're not going to kind of sequence things like that, just off the bat, one of the great things about these circuit tracks is the circuit tracks has velocity sensitive keys. The Roland doesn't. So what that means is if I was to type in keys there, no matter how hard I hit them, it has no effect. Let me just... There we go. Watch. There we go. So I can kind of play that and have a bit of kind of emotion in there and just a bit of variety. So that works really well. So the next thing I'm going to show you is basically how we can utilize the SP404 with the circuit tracks without actually using up any of our MIDI tracks to control it. And I'm just going to show you what I mean by that. So let me just come in here, turn the mixer on. So if I just press, let me just turn that down. That is all that's playing out of the circuit tracks. Okay, just a single note, really basic. If I come back in here, this is what I recorded earlier, by the way, with this using the integration of the circuit tracks. So if I click, right, if I click play, so live, I can be doing something like this. What it is this isn't playing the MIDI notes here. This is just syncing. So it's got a time code in there. And so on. So you could program all of those. But the way I put these patterns in, now you can obviously put these patterns in using the Roland. Okay, that's fine. But I find it much easier to create the programs, to create the patterns here using the circuit tracks. I'm just going to show you how I do that. The first thing you need to do is basically make sure that this Roland is receiving on the right MIDI channel. So at the moment I'm just using this MIDI channel. You don't need to use this later on, by the way. This is just a way of temporarily using MIDI channel 1 to program into the Roland. Okay, so using MIDI channel 1, this is sending on, by default it's sending on MIDI channel 3. So I need to put this on MIDI channel 3. The way I do that is click shift, click my MIDI channel there. It is on MIDI channel 3 anyway, because obviously I was setting it before. So there we go. When you're happy with that, click record, and now this is receiving on MIDI channel 3. Now then, okay, I've got my mix. I'm going to turn the internal synth off. I'm going to turn the MIDI channel on, and I've already set up a kind of sequence here. There we go, 1, 2, 3, 4 notes. If I press play, just a minute. Right. So what that's doing, it's not actually playing that, by the way. It's just playing these two notes here. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to, you'll see from earlier that all this particular, these pads here have been recorded too. That's why they're flashing. And I'm just going to show you how I recorded, say, to channel 1. I'm going to do the same on pad 5 that I did on channel 1. And here's how I do it. Okay, so let me just check. What you do, you click record into on the pad I want to record to. Okay, I'm just going to set the length there. Length is already 1 bar, which is fine. I'm going to set that. That's how you adjust it there. And the quantize, I'm just going to put that to 16ths. There we go. And when I'm happy, I click record and play on these two devices at the same time. There we go. I'll stop that. Click record, cancel, and now that has recorded that pattern into there. So as you can see, this isn't playing, but I've simply used this to get everything on time. And again, all you have to do is you can just do the same, filling each of these in. So, and what that means is you can really kind of build up some nice patterns. If I now, here's the thing to remember, now I'm going to go into my MIDI channel. I'm going to put that MIDI channel on a dormant kind of MIDI channel, because we're not going to use MIDI anymore. We're not going to use MIDI to send notes from here to there. So I just click record, and now that's kind of receiving on 15, so it's not actually receiving anything from here. And what that means now is that if I was to come in here, and again, I'm not using this MIDI channel, I only use this to program that in. Let's come in there, let's stop that. Right, here we go. We could add some drums from here, by the way. I've got my mixer on. There we go. The great thing about doing it this way is that you don't have to be on time. You just click it, and the next pad starts when the last one finishes. So everything can be on time, which is brilliant. And obviously, what this frees me up to do now is I can now use MIDI channel 1 and MIDI 2 to play other things. So I'm going to show you later on how I play other MIDI channels. I can also add to that, a synth too. Just a great way to build up your DAWless system using kind of very little resources in terms of MIDI tracks on the circuit tracks. So thank you very much.